Hi everybody, just going to test the audio there. I've got a couple people online already. Just going to mute my audio so no feedback on that one. So it's great to have you here. Hopefully audio is loud enough and music's at a nice level. I'm just going to post this in the Axion chat. So we're just going to pop that in there. Got quite a good lineup today. Some really good stuff to talk about, so we'll get straight into that. And I will hopefully we'll have a good time. Lots to talk about, so let's see anyone in the chat. If you're in the chat, let yourself be known so we can get into it. We'll just wait about another couple of maybe 30 seconds, get people joining, and then we'll jump straight into it. Pretty exciting times for Axion. This is just some of the first rollouts coming out in the next 2 to 4 weeks or 6 weeks. So lots happening. It's going to be pretty epic. So we'll just wait for a few people to join. So what you're seeing on the screen at the moment is the new liquidity mining or liquidity rewards that you can get from providing your LP tokens. So I did a video on this yesterday, just giving an overview of how you provide liquidity and on Uniswap and use the LP tokens to get into this liquidity mining pool. So let's have a little look at it. Alright, so we've got 9 or 10 people online in and out, so we'll just get started. So here we are on the Axion page. We've got the liquidity mining, and just a few hours ago the rewards started to be dripped. So we had 5 billion. You can now see that there's 4,999,853,302 Axion still left to give out to liquidity providers of rewards. Pretty outstanding. We're also going to open up the Uniswap tab in a minute. So we've got this reward drip will basically go for 187 days, and the APY, when the first announcement was made, we can just jump to general. We're going to go to the announcements, and you can see that when it was first announced by the team, the APY was 1450%. And now we can see that with all the people going into the liquidity pool, it's now at 285.42%, which is still outstanding. That's pretty amazing results. So I would say that's almost a 4x, so that's pretty neat. And you can see that I'm not in this yet, and this is my demo account anyway, so you can see that there's 3 NFTs, the OG 555525, the OG 5555 100 million NFT, and liquidity rep.nft. Now you get a 10% bonus for each of these. You don't get, if you got 3 of these ones, you don't get 30% for that, but you get 10%. But if you've got these 3 different ones, then in your wallet, then you will get a 30% bonus APY, which is pretty outstanding. So that's just delivering on these NFT for Axion, which I think is pretty outstanding. Obviously, if you got these 2, you're fixed for 15 years as well, so pretty awesome shares in that. Basically, once you do provide liquidity, you'll get LP tokens, and it will get red on your wallet, and because it'll just be in your wallet, and then you will then be able to put them in here and just basically max out and then deposit them. They'll go into here. Your Axion wrapped ETH LP tokens show up here. Basically you're in the mining when you get that, and then it will show the number mined. There's basically 3 ways to take it out: withdraw LP tokens, withdraw everything, or withdraw the Axion. So you can obviously withdraw your LP tokens, go back to Uniswap, and then take back the Axion and the ETH that you provided. So that's pretty much how that works. So if you had 1 ETH and about 4 million Axion, That'd be about 2 ETH equivalent last time I checked. That's sort of the way the maths works. So let's have a quick look and see what happened with the Open Uniswap info with the actual liquidity so far. So as you know, I do a daily update, and it has a good idea of what the actual liquidity is. So we've typically seen the pool here. See, it's 1,445 ETH. We've typically seen that floating between, say, 1150 and 900 or 950. Occasionally it will go lower than that, but this is typically what we've seen. So yesterday, before this open, we were probably at about just under 1100, and so it looks like we've picked up about 350 ETH worth of liquidity, and we had, I think we were at about 5. I have to double check, but we're at about 5.4 billion Axion, so we're up at about 6.2 billion Axion. So the liquidity pool's definitely jumped. You can see on the liquidity on the chart, we've actually moved up. Obviously, that also is affected by price as well, but you can see the liquidity is now 3.6 million, and that's a big increase. The daily volume, which is not related, is obviously it's related if it moves in correspondence to the liquidity pool amplifier being good news, but that sort of just backed off as the market's kind of priced it in with the ETH pullback and stuff like that. So there's a few other factors going on, but you can see that's successful, very successful so far. I think it's terrific. So let's go back to this here. So we've got this, obviously rewards are starting to go to early LP providers. This is going to run for 6 months, or 187 days in particular. So that's pretty neat. I think the APY of 285% is pretty cool. So if you go to staking now, we're going to jump to the second topic. You jump to staking now, we've got this new Axion calculator.com. So if you click on that, that's under staking tab, then it will bring you to this page here. So this is a new site, and it's got staking platform, Axion stats and stuff like that. So we'll have a quick look around. But here's the staking calculator, which is the main point. I want to stake. So if you wanted to get an idea, obviously there's a lot of moving variables, so this is making certain assumptions. But if you wanted to put in 10 million Axion for 350 days, the share rate's 1.09. Then you're going to get this. Basic shares will be 9,174,311 longer, and so it's got a little I for information. So your basic shares are calculated by dividing the amount staked with the share rate. As the share rate slowly increases, this means staking early is far better for you. And then it's also got the longer pay better shares. So the idea is to reward users for staking for longer. The longer duration for the stake, the more shares are given as a bonus. This bonus, as well as the maximum stake period, is capped at about 15 years, or staking for 5,555 days. So I think it's at 555 days is about 15.2 years, I think, from memory. It's been a while ago I did that number. Total shares, so that gives you total shares. So we'll click on the little eye. This is the total amount of shares you will receive, and it's used to calculate how much interest and divs you will earn each day. So you've got to basically add the basic shares and the longer pays better, and that will give you the total shares, which is almost 11 million there, and that's based on 10 million Axion stake. So percentage of the pool, 0045. So let's have a quick look at that. So percentage of the pool based on your total shares, which is this one at the top here, this 11 million. This is your percentage of the shares pool. If you have 1% here, you will get 1% of all dividends. So this is really terrific. I don't know if you guys, I think this is brilliant because it's actually information we haven't really had access to. So basically what it means is that it's actually showing you shares are number one in staking platforms, particularly Axion, Hex, and Wise. So those are the kind of the leaders in the market now, and so it's good to know actually how many shares you actually have, because that's actually more important over time than the actual token, respectively, for each of those projects. So having more shares gives you more reward pool. Now the reward pool for Axion is got the 8% inflation that goes into it, obviously on a daily basis. It also has the auction market buybacks on Uniswap, so all the Ethereum that goes into the auctions each day, 80% of it's used to do market buybacks on Uniswap in real time. So as people bid in their Ethereum to get Axion in the auctions, that Ethereum in real time is used to do market buybacks on Uniswap, and you can watch those on DEX tools under the transactions that are going on the Uniswap pair for Axion and ETH. So it's pretty neat. And so that's the primary stuff that people are getting. So obviously people are staking longer. Longer pays better. You obviously get more shares, so 5% per year. And so as far as I know, that's not been changed. So that's up to 300% over 15 years. That's pretty amazing. Obviously with venture capital auctions coming up, that's just a huge extra bonus with Wrap Bitcoin and new altcoins that will be voted on twice a week. You can see why we've had a sudden surge in 5555 year stakes. Now it's up around about 1,060 somewhere close to that. So that's pretty amazing. So here's this on this calculator. So we get the number of shares that you have. So obviously there's a slider, so you can slide. We won't do that at the moment. We'll just go through with this 10 million example for 350 days. So 350 days is one big payday, so you get to the first big paydays. So we've got the initial is gives you an idea of what the actual amount is. So we've got the amount you want to stake, 10 million Axion multiplied by the current price, which is 0.00278 equals $2,780. So it gives you that. Really nice and clean. It's so clear to follow. And then it's got the outcome. Really nice job. By staking 10 million Axion for 350 days, you will earn 16,080 Axion. This equals a profit of 467 if price stays at that price of 0.00278. Enable to simulate future Axion price slider to simulate how much profit you make if Axion price changes. So it allows you to change the variables that influence the outcome. So you can toggle this and do that. So I think that's pretty neat. This, and then at the bottom it's got, this is just a, it's got the potential earnings with the asterisks. It's got the asterisks down here. This is just an estimate based on the current pool size. It is impossible to accurately predict the amount of dividends you will receive over the term of your stake, as this is based on many variables, and that's what I was saying. That is, many variables, and the biggest one obviously is the auction market buybacks, because the Ethereum's different each day. The amount of Axion available is different each day, and also the price is different each day on the market, and as well as the venture auctions coming up adds another variable, as stakers will get rewarded with Wrap Bitcoin and other stuff. So there's other factors that are not included there. This is just straight up for the standard Axion auctions and rewards. So really not including the venture auctions coming up, which is more of a mutual fund approach where you can earn multiple different cryptos, which is pretty damn exciting. We cannot hold any responsibility for miscalculations and reserve the right to update the formula used to produce these estimates at any time. So I think it's a pretty neat calculator, and obviously you can change the scale here, so you can change how much Axion. So let's say that you've got a pretty decent, you're a pretty big position. You say you got 100 million Axion. You can see that you're going to get this 109 million shares. Based on that, let's show that let's go for 700 days. So we'll double that 350. About right. So don't know if you can actually, yes, you can actually go in on these blue boxes and actually put in the exact amount. So there we are. You can do that. So I can actually put in 100 million. 123. That's really nice. Well thought of. So and so 700, and that gives me that many shares. So but you can see that's sort of basically double what it was before. So we'll just go 350 days on that. Yeah, let me 350. And you can see that's basically double with that 5%, so that's pretty neat. And yeah, so we'll just hit on that again. So boom, and that shows you the different. It just updates everything in the initial outlay, the outcome, and you can obviously the share rate as well. You can slide the share rate. So as the share rate goes up over time, and it does move relatively slowly. It goes over time. You can see that will just reduce the number of shares. So at the moment, obviously we're at 1.09, so that's how many shares. It's better early the stake, so obviously as each day goes by, so that's 111, you're going to get less shares, and then once, let's see where it goes below 100, so once it gets up to like 123 or something, you're going to get less than 100 million shares for your 100 million Axion, so it gives you a good idea. And we'll just take that back to 109. and we'll just simulate the price as well. You can do that as well, so you can slide that around, simulate the future Axion price. So you can take it really so far back it goes. So that's actually, that's pretty, so you can actually take that back, and you've got 0002, and so obviously this is working on 000278. So you've got a lower price in the future, but you're going to get offset by the volumes that you earn. So you'd have to actually be 0002. So if I go 0003, which is higher than this, then you start being in the money and price wise. But as the price goes, let's say the price goes up to, well, my mark has always been 0035. So let's check that out. This is my target price. I've said it in many videos. So that would turn $27,800 into $408,000. So that's pretty neat. That's over 350 days with all the earnings expected. So that's pretty neat. I think that's exciting. Let's quickly check the chat. This is our second topic that we've been on. Let yourself be known in the chat if you're there. I'd like to hear your feedback. Obviously, we've now got super chat on there and super stickers, so feel free to use those. And we'd like to hear your views on all the action lately. Before we come back to that, so that's the calculator. And what else is on here? Axion stats. I'm not sure. This is a new site, so you can get to the site just by clicking on staking, and then click Axion Calcs. Now at the top there, estimate your staking earnings. So that's pretty neat. And obviously, if you want to actually enter a stake, you can still go into this staking form below to put your amount and the amount of days, and it will do a calculation as well. So pretty neat. Let's quickly go, where was I going? Axion. Yeah, so this has actually got the other stuff here as well. So let's go back to that. So it's got lots of different stuff on here. So there's the normal stakes that we have. Interesting to see what we've got there. So we're still at 80.49% staked, which is pretty awesome. Things are heading in the right direction. Almost up at 14,000 wallets too, so that's a nice jump. So I'm enjoying that. Now let's have a quick look at the price while we're here. Where price at the moment is 00028947. Once again, we come back to the liquidity has really jumped up, and so liquidity amplifier is working as intended. We're now at 3.6 million. This just allows bigger whales, bigger players to come in, and that helps the ecosystem. So we obviously, if you go to the stakes with our whales down the bottom, they actually help the system. They help liquidity. They help support the program, especially the whales in Axion. There are a lot of dedicated whales to Axion. They understand the staking mechanisms and the rewards, and they're also very supportive. Many of them are actually close to the team, if not in the team. So that's really good for the project, and we can see that if we got staked Axion, we've got 43 whales that are staked. We've got no liquid whales. So it just shows you the supportive whales that we have, over 1 billion, with 1 billion Axion in their wallets. So pretty neat. There are obviously many of them probably stake quite long. A couple of them we see coming in and out. There's probably 2 to 5 of them that come in and out of shorter stake periods. But the majority of these 43 whales are long-term staked. They've obviously got a lot of shares and just keep accumulating the rewards, and happy to have that. Probably many of them have got staking ladders as well. Some of them may be very extreme and have gone for 15 years stakes, and therefore looking at the rewards. Probably some of them from the venture auctions are coming up, depending on what knowledge they had about that. So there we are. That's looking pretty good. Now apparently Hex free claim is actually going to end on the 28th, which is basically within the next day. It's already the 28th in my country, but apparently Hex free claim is going to be finishing then. And so this is just about over, folks, the Hex free claim. So that's pretty much it on there. So we're back to the price. We've just been, let's have a look at the hourly chart. We sort of said we're just moving sideways. This is actually very good. I'd be very, given especially, I think Ethereum's pulled back, but I haven't actually looked at Ethereum lately in the last, since I've been up today. So let's have a look at we had a nice big rally, and I think it was 130%, and we had a nice big rally here, and then we pull back, obviously, let's say pull it back from there rather than that peak. We pulled about 17% from that peak there, obviously not from that one there. It's about 27% or something. So pulled about 16%, but this is actually not too bad at the moment. We've also got a higher low at the moment. It bolds pretty well, and we'll see whether we get a bull flag or whatever pattern decides to rear its head in which direction. But I actually think that's pretty good. That looks like hopefully a re-rating for Axion, and a well-deserved one too, with all the stuff coming out with the liquidity amplifier, and obviously the staking calculator helps people make decisions. So I think it's pretty neat. So here we are, we've got 1444 ETH, so we've definitely added about 350 ETH from yesterday's video. So if you watch my auction close video, which is like yesterday's or whatever, you'll see what we started with in terms of the pooled ETH, or close to it. Won't be exact, probably the day before is even a better video. And then you can see that we've also jumped in the pooled Axion correspondingly, so because this was down at like 5.4 billion, and this was definitely, memory was under 1100, so that looks pretty bullish to me. And we'll probably get some official stuff from the team. You can obviously see the transactions that are coming in here. It looks like we have quite a few buys in the last few minutes or so. What was that, 45? So maybe last 30 minutes, getting some nice little buys tinkling along there. And if we put in some support here, we've got that sort of support coming up there. And maybe, I mean, that's sort of, we're in a triangle there with a nice boom like that. So let's see where that heads. Might just bounce along and push up that way. And with there's so much news coming up for Axion that it's looking very bullish. So let's just hope that Ethereum and Bitcoin sort of stay around, but Axion may not move that much, even in response to those, unless there's a dramatic pullback. So pretty neat. Let's have a quick look at the news that we've had. So obviously I went through this in a previous video. You can check that out through the Liquidity Amplifier. We also post that on the community posts, and these are all here about adding ETH and Axion, so you can do that easily. You can watch yesterday's video on that one. Go to deposit for tokens mining, which is what we're already on here. So this mining tab, which is new. And you can actually read here, deposit liquidity provided tokens and get rewarded with Axion. Rewards will be calculated on a block by block basis. On average, a new block is created every 13 seconds. I mean, that's pretty neat, isn't it? Rewarded every 13 seconds. That's pretty outstanding. That must be fun times. So to deposit into a mine, you first need to own or buy Axion. You then fund. So this is actually going to bring more people in, not just the existing community, more people into yield farm with 5 billion tokens. So that's going to be interesting too. Probably explains a bit of the jump in the wallets that we had as well. So pretty nice. You then fund a Uniswap liquidity pool with Axion and wrapped ETH. 3. Once you've added the liquidity, Uniswap automatically generates and sends you LP tokens as a proof deposit. So that goes in your MetaMask wallet. And then 4, you can deposit those. Obviously, that gets automatic read here as well on the platform, which always reads your wallet if you're linked up with your MetaMask wallet. And then 4, you can deposit those LP tokens here to earn a sizable reward in Axion. That's the deposit. So you just click max. Put your LP tokens in here. Click deposit. You obviously have to pay some ETH fees, which vary depending on when you're doing it. And it will show up here, and away you start earning every 13 seconds from this, it looks of it. So pretty neat, and that's super exciting. And you can obviously see that on the Uniswap info tab here. Let's just jump to the chat. We've got a few people finally made some comments, so that's great. C4, the future is bright, brother. Appreciate your hard work bringing us the news. All good, C4, good to have you back. Super Axionatics, I haven't seen you around, Super, so it's great to have you here. It was an awesome live stream. I appreciate it. It's great to have you here. Hey everybody, just let yourself be known in the chat. It's always appreciate the comments. And this community is going to grow rapidly. It's already growing strongly, but over the next few months it's going to be huge growth. I'm also doing posts every day on Publish around the auctions and an update around that. I'm going to actually broaden that out and build that up, and that's actually getting super views. So it's getting anywhere between 250 and 600 views so a day. So depending on what the topics are and how much competition there is in posts. But I try to use quite attractive thumbnails and other things to garner attention and good taglines, and I think it's been working quite well. So we're building up a nice audience. Obviously, Publish OExodus has over 200,000 crypto users on it, and it may have even more than that now. I need to check the latest stats, but it's a pretty amazing place for crypto space to get out information for people that are highly enthusiastic about crypto. So and Axion obviously is one of the leading staking tokens, top 3 as I say. Samuel, great to have you here, Samuel. Do you advise trying to source a NFT? If so, what is a good buy? Yeah, well, prices seem to be like 3 or 4 ETH for a lot of those, Samuel. The best place to do that is ask the mods on Discord. They're probably the best places. I haven't actually bought one on there, but they've got proper official links that can link you to the NFTs, and you just need to make sure that what you're buying is legit. That's the way I'd put it. But the mods on Discord can definitely help you with that, Sam. Dr. Kelly, turn up the volume, please. Turn up the mic, DJ, as it were. Let me have a look at the volume. Let me pull up that. I thought I had it on. Oh, okay, I can turn it up a bit more. Hopefully that helps. Let me just make sure I've got my mic in the right place. Yeah, so let me know if that's better. Thanks, Dr. Kelly. Have you actually got a show on, Dr. Kelly? Do you actually have a show on your channel? C4, any updates on transaction fees or when the share rate will increase? No updates on either of those two. So they are in progress. I saw a mod yesterday talking about the transactions fees being worked on. They're also looking at, I know that Jack's looking at fees for perhaps over 350 days or 365 days. If you stake that long, will be paid for by through the team wallet probably. I'm not sure how they run that management, but that was the word on the street. But they are sort of looking at another system. I just forget the name of it at the moment, that will try and make the fees free for everybody, and that means staking and stuff like that. So that's pretty huge coming up the line, and it would be a real game changer, especially with Ethereum prices being a big fluctuation. So I looked at the Ethereum chart, and let's have a look at that quickly while I'm here. And we're going to pull that up. So here's the gas price chart at the moment, and you can see that we've had these massive spikes. So we've been up as high as 199 Gwei. I mean, these are crazy prices, right? But look at the benchmark now, 50 Gwei, and even 50 Gwei is high, right? For 50 Gwei, even 48 Gwei, so it's super high, even at 48 Gwei. I mean, typically we used to, under 30 Gwei was what we wanted, but we haven't seen 30 Gwei for a long time. So this obviously is the 28th, 27th, 26th, 25th, 24th, so it's the last week. But you can see that we haven't seen it for some time, and we've seen these crazy mountain spikes here. I mean, look at this one back. This was on the 22nd. It was just crazy. 329 Gwei. Can you believe it, at that particular time of the day? So this is why you need to really keep a lookout on the gas prices. Yeah, so C4, basically they're working on some of those gas fees stuff, and hopefully they're going to be able to successfully do the use of the new system. I just forget the name. I looked at it yesterday too, which is annoying. But they will get back to us on that. It's definitely one of the priorities for them. Samuel Heyman, cheers, appreciate it. Samuel says volume is fine for me. Anyway, I have lifted the volume up, so hopefully that helps. Can you make a stake on stream? Yeah, I'm going to do that, Daniel. I haven't done that for a long time. So I've got a lot of stakes. They're on another account. or 2 accounts I should say, and just let them sit there for the moment. But I will definitely try and do a stake in a coming up video. Cardano TV. Cardano, yeah. Been thinking about Cardano a little bit lately, given the privacy and stuff like that, so that actually might be a good play. But anyway, Cardano TV. T-Deli hinted on Discord that share price was going to be implemented very soon. Yeah, that's been the case for a little bit, Cardano. And that's my understanding too, is that share price will move up from 109. It's that they've got to make sure that's correct 100% with the mathematics. They do have a mathematician on the team. So they're just probably getting that verified because they've got to make sure that share rate's right, especially for this for staking token, or I should say the modern staking tokens, because the old staking tokens don't have share rates, right? So like Redcoin and things like that from memory. The Dr. Kelly show, Samuel Heinemann. It was a picnic error, problem in chair, not in computer. Daniel, why not now? What's that referring to? Oh, because I don't. Why not now? Because I don't have any liquid Axion in my wallet at the moment. It's all staked. Daniel Nelson, Cardano TV. How do you get a LP NFT? You can buy them. I'm not sure if any of them are still available. You can get. I'm not sure if you do staking 15 years that you can still get that at the moment. Once again, that's a question for moderators in the Discord. I've sort of been focused on certain areas, so I haven't been doing a lot around NFTs because I don't have NFT myself, but I have looked at buying them. But who's the moderators on there that typically talk about the stuff like that? Let me just jump to general. Hey, Count Crypto on the stream. Great stream. Thanks. Appreciate that. Let me give me that little love there. So yeah, yeah, I think any of the moderators, Ildan will definitely be able to answer questions around that NFT. But there's if you ask the moderators on Discord, they will give you the link to the NFT sales, which are on there. They're like, I think they're like selling for like 3 or 4 ETH. Last time I checked, so hopefully that helps. Anyway, so the main topics for this live stream are Liquidity Amplifier mining rewards plus the live Axion staking calc. So hopefully most of you saw that one. So let's have a quick look at that. I'll give myself a thumbs up on that too. So what else is going on here at the moment? Staking Axion 5555 is the new black. That's funny. Slap the face, yeah. That's pretty funny. That's what's happening on the Discord at the moment. I'm not sure when there's a lot of people on Discord these days, so it's actually growing quite nicely. And it's going to be pretty insane when the community size is grown. So at the moment, we've got wallets 13,930. Imagine when that's 26,000 and people are more staked and more interacting. Of course, once you stake, you're a lot more involved. So that'd be pretty exciting. Let me just, I'll just type in the NFT here. Not sure if that's going to pull it up. I'll type in, Superman Axion token. That's myself on Discord. Yeah, I'm just trying to see whether I made. Yeah, see the auction price yesterday, 200,000. I mean, it was just crazy. It makes me wonder who enters that. It's just, yeah, and I said 46 Gwei, that's a steal. It's like so low compared to a lot of the gas prices. Prior Bank. Yeah, just trying to see. I actually asked the question around NFTs. There's a lot of. Yeah, not sure, that doesn't seem to be there, so never mind on that. Go jump to announcements. So we're just going to jump back to the Axion mining. So you can see that as I said in the previous earlier in the video, those 5 billion rewards have already started being given out. So people that have already basically staked their LP tokens after providing liquidity on Uniswap, they have got 4 that's already started to earn. What's that, about 47,000 Axion already given out? It's pretty neat. That says the rewards are $1.5 million too in total. So if the price goes higher, obviously that will go up in value. So that's pretty neat. 1.4 million, 1.5 million Axion giveaway over 6 months. So hopefully after that 6 months, a lot of these people remain staked. It'll be interesting to see how that rolls, but it certainly should help with stickiness and with liquidity over time, even after the 6 months. The APY is 286.76%, so pretty neat. And the blocks are every 13 seconds, so we found that at the top here. On average, a new block is created every 13 seconds. That's pretty amazing. And obviously, these are the 3 NFTs, so we're talking about those. Liquidity Rep NFT. So this one here was from the original OTC. So that's when people this is the one I think is an OTC one. So it's where the people were providing liquidity early on, getting Axion rewards, but I think they also got a Liquidity Rep NFT. So once again, they're on sale. So I'm just going to put that in the chat, NFT sale link, so see whether any of the mods response. So Cardano TV, do you need wrapped ETH, or can you do mining with ETH in your MetaMask? It's got it does have wrapped ETH LPT tokens, but really it's just the pair is actually, if we go back to the announcement, the pair is just ETH. So I'm not sure why they've got wrapped ETH written on there. See, it's just ETH Axion. So that is the link. Add liquidity to get LP tokens. That's the link there, and if we pop that up in the screen, we can see that it's just normal ETH. So I'm not sure why they say that, because you're going to get LP tokens from this, right? So when you add liquidity, you receive pool tokens, which is the LP tokens representing your position. These tokens automatically earn fees proportional to your share of the pool and can be redeemed in time. So in addition to these rewards here with the Axion mining, you actually get I'm not sure where I've gone on that one. You actually get this as well. See, by adding liquidity, you actually also get 0.3% of all trades on this pair, proportional to your share of the pool. So that's another fee that you get. But the only thing when you provide liquidity on Uniswap, there is a thing called impermanent losses. And obviously, if the price of Axion versus ETH or ETH versus Axion goes the other way, that's where you get those issues. Fees are added to the pool, accrue in real time, and can be claimed by withdrawing your liquidity. So that's the other thing, is that you can get your liquidity back by using your LP tokens to claim back. So not sure what's on. Yeah, that's. So we'll take that back. Not sure where that's going to go back anywhere. So that's pretty much how that works. And Yeah, so you're actually not just getting this, you're also getting the rewards, the usual rewards for Uniswap liquidity, which I think is pretty neat. Cardano TV, thanks. That's all good. Sam says I used ETH straight from my MetaMask. Absolutely. So I think we just proven that one. What is better reward and what is better reward? Sea Charger, hey, welcome Sea Charger. What is better reward and what is better for Axion, mining or staking? Let's have a little check out of that. So I was just thinking through some of that. And just go to, so we know our APY is 286 based on the rewards there in the pool. So if let's see whether we can work that out by going to Axion and Calc. I don't know if we just looked at this earlier, so it's really gonna depend in many ways on the amount of shares that you have. So if you stake really long, then you're gonna be, if you stake really long, you're probably gonna do better in staking. If you stake short term, then maybe mining is a better way to go. But that will all change, of course, when vector auctions come out. So it's a pretty difficult question to answer. If anyone in the chat thinks that they've got a more definitive answer, I think that definitely if you're longer staking, you're going to do better because you're going to get 300% more shares if you did 15 years, for example, and longer pays better. So you're winning on the volume side of it quite dramatically. And then obviously, I think that would outdo your, if you did 15 years, that would outdo your APY on here for the volume, because obviously you're going to do price as well. So I gather that's what the price is done on the APY. You either Cardano says you either end up with more ETH or more Axion, win-win. Yeah, that's true. Super Axion addicts. Right now, I would say mining due to APY is high. Yeah, definitely. In the short term, I'd have to agree with you. That's probably in the short term. Staking APY, you would need to stake long to get 200% APY, like 555 days. Yeah, agree. I think we both agree on that one, so that's good. Super Axion, but other benefits of staking Raptives would be great once it's released. Yeah, so I think we're on the same page. So I think that's once that would happen, that would be. So you're getting the APY 285, 285 plus you're getting, remember the no, I don't know what happened there. It's actually so you're actually getting the 0.3% fee as well on all trades proportional to the share of the pool. So you're getting that as well. See, Jaja thinks, what are the rules when taking back your initial mining deposit? Is it penalty free? It will be penalty free. There's nothing on here that says that there's a penalty. That's a good question. I haven't got the tokens in there, so withdrawing that. Just the only thing with these withdrawing, it will just be. I imagine this only thing associated is the ETH fees for doing the transactions, which as we look can be high depending on the time. So at the moment the GWAI is 69. You might be able to wait till the GWAI gets lower. The lowest we've had 49. So I imagine the only thing that there's no notice about penalties. So the only thing would be I'm not aware that there's a notice on here, but that's a good question for the mods in Axion. Just gas fees, yeah. Yeah, so I think that's there's no notification on gas fees. If there was, they would probably put it here, and I would have added it here. But it's great. Appreciate your feedback on that one, everybody. It's good moves. So yeah, this calculator is pretty neat. If you want to hit that link, I'll actually put the link as well below, so you can play around with that if you haven't already. So you can play around with that. It's pretty neat. I think done a good job on that one. Trying to think that who actually gave that. I think it was Pullen that may have developed that. So I think a really good job, nice and clean, easy to follow. Green Guy, it's on Green Guy's site, so that's the one who does the stats calc. So they must be working together a bit on that. But pretty neat. Just change that around. Let's do some extreme values on the staking calculator. Let's say we had, it only does 250. Can it do a billion? Okay, it does 250. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Alright, that seems to be doing that. And we get, let's say we do 555 days. So that's a billion in 555 days. That would give us 3.7 billion shares. That would give us 1.5% of the reward pool. How interesting is that? That's so interesting. Because if we go back to these stats, we see 43 whales with 84 billion. So that's what, about 2 billion each? Almost, not quite. That's pretty interesting. So they could, if they were staked that long, that'd be quite an epic showing. Let's go back to the Axion stakes and actually see. We've got the high five club with 1,073 now. So I said 160, so that's jumped in the last 24 hours. That's pretty epic. And so we've got 8.5 million Axion stake now. So to get in the high five club, you'd have 2.5 million or more staked for 5,555 days, which is basically 15 years. So that's really impressive. And we've got our staking percentage up at 80.49. Obviously, we want to get this up towards the 95 mark really over time, and a lot of these initiatives will help with that in the next probably 6 weeks. So watch the space on that. And so here's this. Yeah, we're calc. So 1.5% of the reward pool. Imagine getting that every day. That's pretty neat. Obviously, we don't have scraping. So if you're familiar with the scraping interest, Hex doesn't have scraping. Axion doesn't have scraping. Only Wise Token has scraping. You can scraping off the rewards that you get. So the stake might be stuck for a year, but you can actually scrape off the interest. But what the only counter effect to that is that when you do scraping of the interest, in their particular product, it actually reduces the amount of shares that you have. So you got to trade that off. So here's the potential earnings. So what did I have the price at? It's 1 cent. So that would be 278,000. That would get you $2 million. That's just 1,614%. So that's the outcome. We'll click on that. By staking 1 billion Axion for 5,555 days, you will earn 6.1 billion Axion. Woohoo! I love it. This equals a profit of 1.7 million if the price stays at 000278. Enable the simulator future price load to simulate how much profit you'd make if Axion price changes. Okay, so we're going to toggle that on, and if it went to 1 cent, that'd be $71.4 million. Hurrah! But let's be more modest. Let's just say that it goes to well, we got the price at the moment. We got the price at 0078. So let's say it goes to 0055. So we'll go 0055, 00. Let me have a look at that. Don't know why that's not working on that. Let me do it manually. 0055. So that would still turn a $278,000 investment over 15 years into 39.2 million. So some pretty attractive stuff. And that price that's not crazy, right? So look at the volume effect that you're getting. Pretty crazy just by staking that. Obviously you've got deferred gratification, right? Because you have to wait for 15 years. But that's pretty amazing. And then, but if you add on the venture auctions, you've got all these shares. You've got 1.5% of the reward pool, and you're going to get 1.5% of all that wrapped Bitcoin and all the out tokens that you're going to get. So pretty crazy. So that's the one that's kind of an extreme example of a whale type size account. So let's have a look at the average staked amount. So we've got average staked. Let's go to the stake. So we have that number here. So 9.2. So let's put that number in. That's the average staked amount. So let's do that. And we've stored it over the 15-year period. So let's say that they did that. That'd give them 25 million shares. That's 34 million. That would give them 0.0142% of the pool. That's pretty interesting stuff. So that's $2,575. Let's take off the simulator. So that's going to get turned into $18,000 in 4 years. This excludes the venture auctions. Okay, so they'll get this much of whatever the wrapped Bitcoin in that, in addition to this value. Right. So this value of staking, you will earn 56 million Axion, 57 million Axion. This equals a profit of $15,000 if price stays at 0.00278. Obviously, if you put the calculator on and you double the price, I think I've doubled the price there. I know that's higher than, sorry, I've got the, let me just reread that. I think I've done that wrong there. Let me put the 3.5, I've got 3 zeros. I'm not sure why that's not, this button might not be working as well as the others. I think that's a bug in there. So that one's a bug. These ones here work, but this one here doesn't seem to be working for me. So if it works for you, let me know. So let's say for, anyway, that's 2,500 is going to turn into 26,500 of the price. Let's go. It's close to doubling. It's not quite double, but 33,000. So that's pretty interesting stuff. So that's the average stake, and obviously if we did it, let's do it more modest. Let's do it for 350. So just the first big payday, 8.5 million plus longer pays better. I'll give you 61.6 million. That's total shares of 10.1 million. That's 0.0042 for the average staker stake amount. So people might obviously have, that's the average stake amount, but that's got a lot of assumptions in that, sitting in that. So I'm not exactly sure the exact formula of that, whether it's just total amount staked divided by the number of stakes, which would be this one. So let's just check that out. So I do that live on screen. I'll pull up the calculator. Don't know if you see my calculator, but I'm going to pull the calculator up because it's not in the window. So I'm going to do 183,868 196,955 divided by the number of stakes, which is 19,844. That gives me 9265. Okay, so this number here is the logical one, which is the total Axion staked divided by the total active stakes, gives us that. So that's just a complete average. Obviously, we've got all these whales sitting in there, big great whites and all the rest of them sitting in these staked amounts. So that's just an average, and so, but it's an interesting average to do the Axion calculator. So I don't know what people would have. Let's have a look at the more modest accounts. So we've got our biggest group is crabs. There's 6,360. They've got 1.9 million in there. Let's have a quick look at see what we'll go to just staked. I've just changed it to staked, and let's see what their average is. So 935,34916. So that's the amount of Axion that they got staked divided by 2,961. That's the number of crabs. That gives you 315,000. So let's put that in there just as an argument's sake. 315,123. So that's just one big payday. That's 289 million shares. Oh, 289,000 shares. Sorry. 55,000 longer pays better. And that's 344,000 shares. So that's percentage pool 0.0001. So it just registers there. Don't know what the round up there is. So that's arguing that $87 in 350 days would become 183. And let's just take, sorry, $102 if the price stays the same. If the price doubles or almost doubles, then it's $183. So that's interesting stuff. And that assumes a share rate today, of course. If we change the share rate, then it's going to obviously go down. But if we did 5555 days, that's 15 years, we changed the picture dramatically. So that's 1,125, but obviously there's deferred gratification This obviously excludes, you know, price being much higher, and excludes the venture auctions. But they're suddenly, by going 5 days, they've increased their 5x their percentage of the pool in absolute terms. So it's pretty neat. So I hope you found a lot of that stuff very interesting. So there we are, folks. We've got the mining. Just to wrap it up, because we'll probably just wrap up over the next couple of minutes. We've got the mining at, oh, it's actually gone down. So it was 285% when we started the APY. So there's obviously more people have entered. So more people have put in their LP tokens that provide liquidity. They're now inside the mining on the right here. So if you're in here, you're actually going to get these Axion mined, and you can withdraw your LP tokens, so you can exit. So this is the entry, is the deposit. You entry into the LP tokens, and you can exit through this button here. You can withdraw everything, and you can withdraw Axion just by itself. So the Axion reward here, withdrawing everything would be withdrawing the LP tokens plus the Axion that you've earned. And then they've broken it down even further. So they've got your reward versus total block reward, and it looks like it's $7,800 per day. The total amount is 1.457 million. So that's pretty hefty mining incentive there. 187 days left to drip that away. And every 13 seconds you get, it looks like you're getting accumulated rewards, so that's pretty neat. So that there is the new liquidity mining. I think it's a pretty awesome, pretty simple to follow. Obviously, if you've got NFTs, you're going to get a 10% bonus for each of these. So if you add these two, if you got all three, then it will get 30%. You can actually buy some of these on Discord. Let's see whether I left a message. Let's see whether I got an answer. I said NFT sale link, because I have asked for this before. I'm not sure whether it got provided this time. Doesn't appear that someone's responded to me at the moment, so there we are. All right, so that's really cool. And if you go to staking, you can jump to the Axion Calc, which is new. That will take you to this page. You can play around with all this stuff here to get your reward estimations. Obviously excludes venture auctions. You can even simulate the price. So here's your shares. Here's your potential earnings, and so forth. So you can read the fine print as well, and it gives you a nice little outcome, and it gives you the details there. So pretty neat. And you can, if you think the price is going to increase, and if you think it's going to go to 1 cent, which is here, you can. And this is the only button that doesn't seem to be adjusted. So this was the only one that doesn't seem to be adjusted, maybe intentional. But that's at 1 cent. Then obviously it's dramatic turnaround if we hit 1 cent. So pretty neat. And obviously it's the Uniswap pair there. You can actually, from the Uniswap pair, you can actually add liquidity. So you can just click this add liquidity button. And let me just refresh this page. I'm going to close that one down as we wrap up. So let's just see whether liquidity's increased since we were watching. So it was at about 1444. Obviously there's been buys and sells. It's now up another 10 ETH, so 1454. Pretty neat. You can actually see, one thing I didn't see, you can actually go down to transactions on the Uniswap info page, and you can click ads, and you can see that these are the latest additions. So we got 0.72 4 minutes ago, 5.1 ETH, 22 million Axion was put in 15 minutes ago. You even know their wallet that did it. 36 minutes ago, 47 minutes ago, 97 minutes ago. So you've got these people adding liquidity. At least gives you 2 pages worth of information. There's a big 100 million one. They put 22.5 ETH in there. OXBE was the address, so that's a pretty whalish type of wallet. So let's have a quick look. They happen to have 772 million Axion sitting in their wallet. So there'll be one of those white sharks. If we go to the Axion stage, there'll be one of these great whites showing up here. And they have, so they did that transaction, pretty interesting. So there we are, folks, on that one. And I think it's really beautiful, that staking page. So this is the main things. Let's just jump to the price at the moment, 000289, and we've got a nice little green candle there on the 4 hourly. And let's see whether that can just track up here. It's got a nice higher low at the moment, so there's that higher low jumping in there, and hopefully we'll move up over here. We've definitely, looks like we've consolidated. Let's go to the 1 day, and well, let me just pull that up. So you can definitely get a higher low here. Looks like we've got a higher low here. Let's hopefully we can keep that going. There's so much news, folks, coming out, and Axion is really building confidence. So looking pretty bright. We can see some of the other ones here. Hex is at 0.00279, yeah, and Wise is at 48 cents. So interesting. I noticed that DexT had a rally too. 12.5 cents went over 15 cents. So that's been DexT is obviously for Dex Tools. If you're not on there, it's pretty neat. I'm going to give you the Dex Tools site because it's a lot of people are using it these days. It's very functional. You can also do limit orders on DexT for as well, so it's pretty outstanding. Yeah, so a lot of people are using that now. Cardano TV says, great show. Thanks, Cardano. I really appreciate it. The Hog, yo. Hey, Hog, coming at the end. Coming at the end, Hog. Good to have you on there. NFTs on OpenSea, that's the one. Thanks, Cardano. So NFTs are on OpenSea, and it's good to get some official links if you're going to go buy NFTs. But they are on OpenSea, and I think they've got quite a few on there. So if you're wanting to, if you're serious about providing liquidity, typically you want to provide a decent bag. It's not providing liquidity. It's not really good for smaller wallets. So if you're just a smaller player, it's probably just better to buy Axion and stakes. But if you've got, you know, maybe if you've got, because you're going to pay ETH fees on the way, so you're going to pay ETH fees. So you just remember that you might want at least, I don't know, 1 ETH at the, or 2 ETH at the minimum. So 1 ETH of ETH and 1 ETH worth of Axion at the very minimum. So just think about those things. You can ask on the moderators on the Discord what they think is a minimum to enter as if you want to become a liquidity provider. But it's not. You've got to take into account the gas fees. So typically you'll see what I mean. Although when we did look at the providers, we did see some small people providing, but I'd just be careful about the fees versus that. Obviously the APY is looking pretty attractive in terms of volume terms at 280% at the moment. Be interesting to see where that levels out at over the next few days, because it's only been going for just over a day, and the rewards have only just started in the last few hours. So be interesting to see where that heads. But it's a very good, I think it's been very successful. We can see that here that we've added about 350 or more Ethereum to the pool. So because the price is kind of moving pretty stable across here. Let's have a look at the hourly on that just before we finish. Yeah, so it's been pretty stable. A couple of little pumps in price there, up to 0.003132. So let's just watch where that goes. I've been watching the total transactions too, 18,731. So yeah. So if you want to get on to Discord and keep chatting about this, these two topics or more, feel free. Discord is there. Hopefully you've all got the links for that. And yeah, pretty neat. And I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm going to do a lot more live streams, a lot more. And so I'll try and cover a few of the topics. And I'll also try and do a stake on live as well on screen. So hopefully that helps a lot of new people. All right, I hope you enjoyed this one. Feel free to subscribe, like and share, hit the bell for further notifications. And obviously if you're planning on entering the auction, you can, it's a good day to enter, and you can use the link below, get a 10% bonus. All right, I'll catch you in the next one, and I'll be doing my end of day video at the end of the day today, which closes off the auction. So we'll see how that goes. It's still got 6 hours to go. All right, catch you everybody, and thanks for watching. Hope